In the world of sports, where excellence is often celebrated with enthusiasm and sportsmen are practically worshipped by their fans, there exists an interesting counter-narrative: athletes who are hated. Now, what is it about certain athletes that sparks such intense backlash? Is it their on-field behavior, off-field actions, or perhaps a combination of both? Today, we'll dive into the stories of athletes who, despite their incredible talents, seem to have a knack for rubbing people the wrong way. Let's kick things off with the man who's as famous for his goals as he is for his biting incidents: Luis Suarez. Some root against Suarez just because of his team, FC Barcelona. However, Luis Suarez has a particular set of skills that makes him even more of a villain. Many fans despise him for his violent style of play, whether it be stamping or flat-out biting competitors. The most infamous occurred during the 2014 World Cup when he bit Italian defender Giorgio Chiellini. This was Suarez's third biting incident in his career, having previously bitten Otman Bakal in 2010 and Branislav Ivanovic in 2013. On the field, he can be absolutely enthralling, but his talent is often overshadowed by his controversial antics. In 2011, Suarez was involved in a high-profile racial abuse case with Manchester United's Patrice Evra. Suarez was found guilty of using racial slurs towards Evra and was subsequently banned for 8 matches and fined £40,000. Beyond the biting and racial abuse, Suarez's aggressive and controversial on-field behavior has added to his unpopularity. His tendency to provoke opponents and engage in altercations has often drawn criticism. He's the epitome of unpredictable, an athlete that can lose his mind when the going gets rough, which makes for good television as long as he doesn't go too far. Next, let's shift gears to the world of mixed martial arts. Conor McGregor has quickly transitioned from being the fan favorite in UFC to being classified as nothing more than a loudmouth. It all began after the fight against Khabib Nurmagomedov. Conor was running his mouth on how he would beat the greatest lightweight fighter the UFC has ever seen. In the run-up to the fight against Khabib, McGregor spared no punches. He did everything from belittling his opponent's family to even offending his religion at times. Khabib ended up kicking Conor's butt later on. He also kept his mouth running as he fought Floyd Mayweather, and in an attempt to hype the fight up, made tall claims and bit off more than he could chew. He didn't deliver against Floyd either. He fought last in UFC 264 against Dustin Poirier, which he ended up losing by TKO. McGregor has since been focusing more on his business avenues, and while he does intend to come back to fighting, his credibility as a legitimate fighter has been put into question. His trash talk and self-promotion have become a trademark of his career, often crossing the line into controversial territory. Conor's previous fights have made it appear that he's more talk than show, and while there is still an opportunity for him to come back and change this narrative, it doesn't change the fact that, for now, he is one of the more disliked athletes around. Across the boxing ring, another athlete has also made a name for himself with a similar legacy. While it's true that Floyd Mayweather has fully earned his reputation as the pound-for-pound champ, his antics go far beyond the typical shenanigans of boxing promotion. Of course, there are the controversial legal issues. In 2011, he was convicted of domestic violence against the mother of his children, leading to a 90-day jail sentence. This conviction has had a lasting impact on his public image, since his violence seems to extend far beyond the fighting ring. And then there's certainly the trash talk. But what most casual boxing fans don't realize is that Mayweather is actually a defensive fighter. So when they tune in, they're often disappointed to see Floyd ducking and bouncing off the ropes, making them question if he's worth the money, worth the hype, and worth the extra bucks for the pay-per-view. His tendency to boast about his achievements and wealth, combined with his self-proclaimed moniker Money Mayweather, has led many to perceive him as arrogant. Throughout his career, many fans were quick to notice how little respect he had for his opponents before or after the fight. His cocky and arrogant attitude is why many still dislike him to this day. The next athlete on the list is hardly a surprise. Kevin Durant will go down as one of the greatest shooters the NBA has ever seen, having made 12 All-Star games to date. Kevin's on-court greatness is undisputed, but his career decisions are what made him one of the most hated athletes in the NBA. His infamous decision to leave longtime teammate Russell Westbrook and the Oklahoma City Thunder, the team that groomed him into a star, to join the Golden State Warriors, a team that had just won a championship, took fans aback. Kevin Durant and the Thunder lost to the Warriors in the NBA playoffs in 2016, despite being up 3-1. His decision to join an already stacked super team that had won championships in the past was criticized by fans, as he was accused of taking the easy way out. It was evident that once Kevin Durant joined the Warriors, it was over for the rest of the league. And unsurprisingly, Golden State went on to win the NBA championship in 2017 and 2018, with Durant getting the Finals MVP award for both the years. Kevin Durant has also been caught with having a burner account on Twitter, which he used to defend himself online. His move to Golden State earned him the moniker The Snake. Durant then left the Warriors to assemble yet another super team in Brooklyn with Kyrie Irving and James Harden. However, that didn't work out as the trio failed to click. He is on the Phoenix Suns now and has yet to show that he can be a champion without being on a super team. Some of these athlete stories are more on the dramatic side and perhaps darker. Enter Michael Vick. Michael Vick was truly a different breed. He changed the way NFL teams viewed the quarterback position. Vick made history by being the first black quarterback to be drafted first overall. However, Vick's greatness is shadowed by his infamous dogfighting scandal. In 2007, he was arrested for running a dogfighting operation. His kennels in Virginia were raided and a total of 48 dogs were seized. The property in question was being used to stage, house, and train pit bulls for fighting. There were a lot of disturbing discoveries, including a rape stand, which was meant for forcing dogs to mate, an electric treadmill for dogs, and carpets with blood. Further investigation revealed that nearly 30 pit bulls had been killed. The dogfights were being sponsored by a questionable organization named Bad News Kennels. Michael Vick ended up serving 18 months in prison for animal cruelty. While he has moved on from the incident and served his time, this incident greatly tarnished his image and made him one of the most hated athletes. While many of the backlash reasons can be justified, some athletes have fallen victim to just being too good in their sport. For Lewis Hamilton, who has been dominant in Formula One for over a decade, this phenomenon is very much a reality. He won the F1 championship in 2008, 2014, 2015, 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020, and people just got sick of it. Fans often gravitate towards underdogs or those who struggle against the odds. Hamilton's dominance could overshadow the narratives of other drivers who are seen as fighting for their chance at greatness. A similar dynamic can be seen in the world of basketball with LeBron James. The best player of his or her era will naturally draw some hate because of their greats. Some people just hate to see the same people win over and over again. Such is life for LeBron James. With 4 NBA championships, 4 MVP awards, and numerous records to his name, his talent and accomplishments are beyond dispute. One of the pivotal moments that shaped LeBron's public image was his 2010 television special, The Decision, where he announced his decision to leave his hometown Cleveland Cavaliers and join the Miami Heat, a team with existing stars like Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. This move, although strategic, was seen by many as a betrayal and as seeking an easy path to championships. Sure enough, LeBron did win 2 rings in Miami, but these victories only made him more of the bad guy, at least in the eyes of pop culture. Despite LeBron's ultimate relocation to Cleveland and a 2016 title, and being one of the NBA's ultimate good boys off the court, he's just a guy that people love to hate on, whether it be the Michael Jordan comparisons or his sports legacy. And that wraps up the list for today. These athletes have certainly given us plenty to talk about, whether we're cheering them on or shaking our heads at their antics. Who else do you think deserves a spot on our list of most hated athletes? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe.